Welcome to the Broward Metropolitan Planning Organization, where our goal is to move people and goods, create jobs, and strengthen communities. Let's take a moment to meet the Broward MPO team and learn more about what they do. The Executive Management Team is responsible for all operations of the Broward MPO. Gregory Stewart is the Executive Director and is responsible for all functions under the direction of the Board of Directors and leads the Executive Management Team. Alan Gabriel serves as General Counsel for the Broward MPO. Michael Ronskowitz, the MPO's Chief of Staff, is responsible for leading all internal operations, including the development and management of the budget. Finally, Brian Koletka, the MPO's Director of Transportation Policy, acts as a liaison to the MPO Board, manages surtax services, and also assists with federal and state policy goals. The Broward MPO's Planning and Programming Team is responsible for developing the MPO's core planning products, including the Metropolitan Transportation Plan, or MTP, and Transportation Improvement Program, or TIP. This team also provides planning assistance to our member governments through the MPO City Services effort. William Cross is the MPO's Deputy Executive Director for Planning and Programming and leads the team of planners that develop the MPO's core planning products in addition to the City Services staff. Andrew Riddle is the MPO's City Services Manager. Andrew is responsible for leading the MPO's City Services team, providing planning assistance to the MPO's member governments. Peter Gies is the Systems Planning Manager for the Broward MPO. Peter oversees the Long-Range Planning, MTP, and Short-Range Planning, TIP products at the MPO, including data analysis and performance measurement. Juan Cañas is the Data Services Associate Planner at the Broward MPO. Juan is responsible for the organization's IT services and the MPO's Geographic Information System platform. Mark Brown is a Senior City Planner with the MPO. Mark provides technical transportation planning services to municipalities in Broward County. Carrie McNeil is a Senior City Planner with the MPO. Carrie is a project manager on the City Services team and works on the MPO's Planning Technical Assistance Program, or PTAP. Christopher Restrepo is a principal planner at the MPO. Christopher supports the development of the Metropolitan Transportation Plan, Multimodal Priorities List, and the Transportation Improvement Program. Shihong Chen is a project programming manager at the Broward MPO. Shihong leads the development of the Multimodal Transportation Priorities List and Transportation Improvement Program. Darcy Mayer is a Senior City Planner with the MPO. Darcy provides technical transportation planning services to municipalities in Broward County. Levi Stewart Figueroa is a Senior City Planner with the MPO. Levi provides technical transportation planning services to municipalities in Broward County and assists MPO efforts related to resiliency and sustainability. Paul Flavian is the MPO's Data Services Manager. Paul's responsibilities include data services, long-range transportation planning, regional transportation planning, travel demand modeling, and freight planning. Roger Miranda is a GIS data planner at the MPO. Roger analyzes and manages GIS data and creates interactive and static maps for the organization. The Finance and Administration team at the Broward MPO is responsible for the administrative functions of the MPO's financial operations and human resources. Valita Williams is the MPO's Chief Finance Officer and oversees the MPO's financial operations and is responsible for human resources. Tracy Flavian is the MPO's Budget and Grants Director and directs all the finance, budgeting, and purchasing for the organization. Chanel Williams is the Accounting Manager and manages the Finance and Human Resources team. Lydia Waring is the MPO's Purchasing and Procurement Manager and is responsible for overseeing the purchasing and procurement process to ensure that acquisition of goods and services are consistent with the Broward MPO's policies. Derek Brown is the MPO staff accountant and processes accounts payables, accounts receivables, and assists in monthly, quarterly, and annually closing processes. The Broward MPO's Intergovernmental and Outreach team is responsible for coordinating and implementing public and intergovernmental outreach strategies, plans, and initiatives. Carol Henderson is the Deputy Executive Director of Intergovernmental and Outreach. Carol manages public and intergovernmental outreach strategies, plans, and initiatives to meet the agency's local, state, and federal requirements, goals, and objectives. Erica Lychak is the MPO's Communications and Outreach Senior Manager and Title VI Coordinator. Erica manages the Communications and Outreach team and serves as a Title VI and Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Coordinator for the agency. Carl Ema is the Administrative Services Manager at the MPO. Carl oversees administrative functions including board and committee coordination, Unified Planning Work Program and Business Plan, while maintaining compliance with state and federal certification requirements. Paul Calvarisi is the Intergovernmental Manager for the MPO. Paul is responsible for monitoring, creating, and informing the board, partners, and the public about transportation policies through data-driven processes to advance the organization's goals. Anthea Thomas is the Public Outreach Manager at the Broward MPO. Anthea is responsible for public involvement, community outreach, social media, and agency event coordination. Hannah Bourgeois is a Public Outreach Officer at the Broward MPO. Hannah coordinates the public outreach strategy for the organization in coordination with other teams and manages the website and social media platforms. Carlos Astaiza is the MPO's graphic designer and is responsible for the overall visual aspects of outreach and media campaigns, translating the Broward MPO's needs and branding strategies from concepts to production. Kyra Everett is a communications principal coordinator at the Broward MPO. Kyra produces essential written materials about transportation projects, plans, and programs as they relate to the agency for distribution to the public. David Clark is the Executive Assistant at the Broward MPO. David is responsible for directly assisting the Executive Director and records retention. Marcus Richards II is an Intergovernmental Coordinator for the MPO. Marcus coordinates with project managers to assist with planning projects at the state, local, and regional level. Monica Diaz is an Administrative Assistant at the MPO. Monica provides administrative support for all MPO staff. She also provides frontline assistance and information to visitors and guests regarding MPO programs and projects to the general public and other governmental agencies. Rebecca Schultz is the board's coordinator for the MPO. Rebecca is responsible for the oversight of planning, preparation, and execution of MPO board, advisory committees, and other meetings as required. The Broward MPO's Mobility Initiatives team is responsible for preparing projects for programming and funding, in addition to facilitating and coordinating the implementation of those projects. James Cromar, the Deputy Executive Director for Mobility Initiatives, oversees the teams responsible for the Broward MPO's Mobility Hub program, Complete Streets Master Plan, or CSMP, Complete Streets and Other Localized Initiatives program, or CSLIP, and the MPO's congestion management process. Renee Cross is the MPO's Grants Program Manager. Renee is responsible for administering the Federal Transit Administration grant program and reporting process, in addition to the MPO's Mobility Hub program and congestion management process. Ricardo Gutierrez is the Mobility Program Manager for the Broward MPO. Ricardo is responsible for managing the Broward MPO's Mobility Program team and the Complete Streets Initiative. Chadwick Blue is a Project Coordination Manager with the Broward MPO. Chadwick is the project manager for the MPO's Mobility Hub projects and manages Federal Transit Administration grants in the Transit Award Management System. Charlene Burke is a principal planner at the Broward MPO and administers the Federal Transit Administration's Transit Award Management System to ensure compliance and also provides assistance in coordination with Seminole and Miccosukee tribes of Florida. Stephanie Garcia is the Complete Streets Manager at the Broward MPO. Stephanie works on the Complete Streets Initiative with emphasis on community engagement events such as walking audits and tactical urbanism. Amanda Kristen is a project manager with the Broward MPO. Amanda manages planning and policy projects that advance the vision and mission of the Complete Streets Initiative. Buffy Sanders is a principal planner with the Broward MPO. Buffy handles traffic counts, right-of-way vacation reviews, and coordination for the Tiger Grand Complete Streets projects. Connor Campobasso is the Complete Streets and Other Localized Initiatives Program Manager. Connor manages the planning, coordination, and implementation of local projects submitted through the MPO's Complete Streets and Other Localized Initiatives program. Fazil Qureshi is the Transportation Project Manager at the Broward MPO. Fazil assists with engineering support for planning and implementing Complete Streets projects throughout the county. We look forward to serving you and helping the Broward region move people and goods, create jobs, and strengthen communities.